Hey guys, welcome back, and I want to quickly go through a part 2 of taking back control of your finances and your money, because I edited the video and I'm like, yes, this is some great value, but I reckon we could go a little bit deeper again and talk about how you could actually simply reduce your expenses. Because I delved into it a little bit, but I think we can go that little bit, that extra, peel back that extra layer, and then also paying down your debts as well. So this is going to be a really awesome one today. You must make sure you watch the whole video because you will get heaps of value out of this one. All right, so let's start off with reducing your expenses. I talked about the analogy of the leaky bucket, okay? So imagine that you're pouring this water into this bucket and your income is the water. Okay, you're pouring this water into the bucket. There's a little hole in the bucket and there's just a trickle of water coming out. Well, what I want you to imagine, that trickle of water is the coffee you buy every single day. All right, just imagine that for now. All right, we've got this bucket, your income's pouring in, there's a trickle of water every day going out, boom, 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 and it's hitting, well, other people's bank accounts essentially, but that is, let's say for example, it's $5, all right? $5 every single day. Works out to be $35 every week. $35 times 52, let's just say for an example, 35 times 52 is, let me do quick math, it's $1,820 a year, okay? So $1,820 a year. So imagine that little leaky bucket is now really starting to leak, isn't it? Like imagine what you could do essentially with $1,820 essentially per year. You could go on a little holiday. You could take your family to a weekend getaway or something like that. You could really enjoy your life. Now, I'm not saying that you need to stop drinking coffee every day. Okay, that's just an example. And like I said in my first video, part 1 of taking back control, and if you want to watch that, it is in the videos below, so make sure you scroll on down and check out taking back control of your finances, part 1. But you have to understand that it is based on your lifestyle. You have to work out exactly what is going to be happening with regards to your life, what your goals are, and you do have to live your life still. You have to be frugal and understand where your money is going, but you have to also understand that you need to live a little bit as well. And that is why I love talking about having an experience account. An experience account is where you can actually put money, you set aside money for those experiences, because really buying a cup of coffee, you could make coffee at home, yeah, and it'll be a lot cheaper, but you're really just there to buy the experience of buying a coffee to make you feel good. Yeah, it makes you feel good. Yeah, so I set aside money in an experience account. The more money I spend through the experience account, I can see exactly how much is going on, what's happening. So for an example, my partner and I, we set aside $150 a fortnight. That's pretty frugal. That is not exactly a lot of money, but it gets us one date night per week, generally speaking. It gets us a takeaway food most of the time, once a fortnight. We like cooking. Well, I like cooking. My partner doesn't, but essentially that's what you have to understand, is the experience account is really cool for that. So you got the bucket. Let's go back to the analogy now. You got the bucket, your income's pouring in, and now instead of the leaky bucket trickling to nowhere, we have another bucket sitting underneath it, which is the experience account. Okay, so we have the bucket, the experience bucket, and we have the trickle of money that is going into the experience bucket. Okay, so rather than it trickling to nowhere, you have no idea where it's going, you have an account set aside so that you can have experiences. That is one of the best ways I've found that you could really take back control of your finances, because you have complete control of how much money you're spending on the experiences that you are essentially having every week, every 2 weeks or so. And you, like I said, we do $150 a fortnight. You could do $200, you could do $300 a fortnight. It depends on your lifestyle. That's the most perfect part about this, is that you can change it. You can change the dials. You can change how much water is trickling into that bucket, and you can just go from there. And every fortnight, the water is tipped out and you start again, which is really cool. But the best part about it is that you're the one tipping the water out, rather than having just this one bucket where your income's falling in and there's just water trickling out to nowhere and you have no idea where it's going. Okay, so hopefully you guys understand that, and hopefully I've been able to explain that a little bit better, because like I said in my first video in part 1, it's awesome to understand it, but if you use the coffee example, where you're paying $5 a day, $35 a week, $1,820 per year, imagine if you do that over 10 years, that's $18,200. $18,200. If you invested $18,200 in the stock market instead of actually paying for those coffees, do you know how much money you would have? You would have roughly around about $35,000 to $45,000, rather than just having $18,200. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that's where you can really start to play with the dials when it comes to money and understanding that. As you can see, I'm very passionate about this. I really love talking about this sort of stuff, but I want you to understand it the most. The next one is paying down on your debts and not paying the big 4 banks, or not paying, the loan sharks, the money that you are working so hard for. Okay? So let me give you a quick example. I actually use the example of my own car loan that I had when I bought my Mitsubishi Triton way back in 2015, can't remember now, maybe even earlier, maybe 2014. I had the car loan. It was meant to be a 3-year car loan. I never really want to go much more than that, because the interest that you have to pay out on something like that is ridiculous. But I ended up being able to pay out my car loan within about 1.5 years rather than the 3 years. So I pretty much axed half of that. A car loan interest rate is roughly around about that 7 to 9%. So depending on who you go with and stuff like that, always try and make sure you negotiate when you get in car loans, because they will negotiate with you and compromise as well. But biggest thing is paying down your debts is so important, because I worked out that I saved, just from paying back my loan 1.5 years early, I saved around about $5,000. My car wouldn't have just been worth that $15,000 that I initially wanted to pay. It would have been $22,000 by the end of the term of the loan. Okay, so you need to make sure that you're doing your due diligence and understanding how much money and interest that you are paying on that loan, and how you can really pay down those debts so that you can save yourself money. So what have I been able to do with that extra $5,000? I've been able to go on an overseas holiday with my fiance. It's just simple things like that, okay? And understanding the fact that debts are not what you want. You don't want to have credit card debts. You don't want to have car loan debts or anything like that. If you need to, like my fiance and I are looking at buying a new car, and we don't have the cash just yet. We have some of it, but we don't have all the cash, so we might have to get a car loan. We're going to make sure that we're going to be paying down that car loan as fast as we can. In fact, we'll pay down that car loan probably faster than our mortgage. Obviously, mortgage is going to take a lot longer time, bigger debt, but that is like I said in the part 1, is a good debt. It's something that you need to remember, that it is an investment. It is going to hopefully, over a long period of time, increase in value. Whereas a car depreciates. A car depreciates as soon as you drive it out the showroom, essentially. So understanding the good versus bad debts is also pretty important there. So always pay down on your bad debts as quickly as you possibly can. Okay, that is credit cards, car loans, personal loans, holiday loans, anything like that. I have a bit of a standard. when it comes to loans. I've never had a personal loan or a holiday loan. I save for those. Car loans, like I said, I've had a car loan before. But again, it is all up to your personal preference and up to your standards. If you do those two things though, then you will find that you will have so much more freedom. You'll be able to understand a little bit more about money. And then not only that, but you'll be able to feel like you're in control. If you're in control of your money, you'll be a lot happier, you'll feel free, and you'll be able to start really playing with what's going on in your life as well, with regards to how you might invest in the future, or maybe saving for a house deposit or things like that. But those are the top two things: reducing your expenses and making sure that you have an experience account, because that's really cool. It really helps you with controlling your money. And then paying down on your debts, making sure that you have no debts, no bad debts anyway, okay? All right, so we'll leave it there, guys. Make sure that you like this video, because if you like the video, YouTube algorithm will spit out this video to more people, and more people will view it. And of course, we want to make sure that we're giving plenty of value to people as well. So if you do that, that'd be amazing. Make sure you subscribe as well and click that notification bell, because you want to make sure that whenever you're seeing whenever I upload a video, you'll be able to see it straight away. All right, guys, I'll see you soon, and have a good day.